Appreciate your insights. Given your approach to dependency management in Docker images, how would you handle a scenario where a critical dependency is updated and introduces breaking changes?
Yeah, the Docker is the microservice a level of thing. We have processing something in the minimal image based on that processing. The management of the dependencies we are find out into the backend of code to um, uh, to code into you have to build some kind of backend uh, code to capture that information into the copy command to the particular file and rolling back to the particular dependencies where you are find out the uploads introduced in the breaking challenges means we find out the breaking challenges is kind of outside of content is capturing into that this Docker file. That is the two methodologies to find out the dependencies of the Docker file. We have to capture that one. That is the thing we have. That is the entire insights in the Docker, the microservice level of information is capturing that one.
Thanks for your input. What are the architectural considerations for implementing rolling updates in Kubernetes, especially in the context of ensuring zero downtime during the deployment process?
Yeah. It is the Kubernetes rolling update means some kind of we are building a future. We are new future is deploying and in facing in the challenges in the different environment, right? We are find out the kind of these rolling update means some you can revert back to major version to the previous version. It is a desired state to the current state to the desired state. What are the things we have managing the rolling updates in the Kubernetes? These are the implementations to Kubernetes rolling update built to the production side. Essentially, we are asking the context of ensuring zero downtime during the deployment process. That means we have zero downtime means we are find out into blue-green deployment. We are shifting into blue environment and green environment. The two environments are dependencies there in this process. We will processing in between these two environments in the backward shifting the traffic into the green environment. That is the thing we have to build in this uh, implementation of these kind of deployment or processing in the zero downtime in my environment. That's my thing.
Thank you for your explanation. Regarding zero downtime during rolling updates, how would you ensure health checks are effectively verifying the readiness of new pods before proceeding with traffic redirection?
Right. In a explanation regarding the zero downtime during the rolling update means how it is the find out into the zero downtime in the rolling update means we have to something and a new feature is deploying into the cluster. That means, yeah, and also we have revert back to that previous future of that particular microservices. It is the versioning of updating the rolling update. You are asking, would you ensure the health checks, readiness and liveness probes are there? We have readiness probes. We have find out on the health and reach to that particular traffics of the health checks effectively verified the readiness of the new pods before processing the traffic redirected. That is the thing we are find out. the pod is health or not. We are find out checks. We have that is the thing. We have some kind of readiness probes are inbuilt in the Kubernetes objects. That is the thing. The network level of the health and response to the pod. We are building in the traffic in the redirection. That is the thing. We are answering that.
Thank you for your insights. How do you handle blue green deployments in AWS to minimize downtime during releases?
Yes, blue-green deployment is the deployment strategy. We are find out the two one is the production, two environments are creating the blue, one is the blue environment, second one is the green environment. The blue environment contains about the old pods are running into that one. We are services shifting into the newly deployment to the green environment. What is the minimal downtime during the release means it will be I have one strategy is using in that in between the AWS side. We are zero downtime and maintenance of minimal means we have find out the uh, we have find out that something happening into the direction to blue environment to the green environment, should shifting to the traffic. Simon consistently we have shifting to the traffic in the green environment. That's why we have minimal downtime during the release process. We are working in the Kubernetes level. It is the blue green and deployment is happening is there in the process. That's it.
I appreciate your response. What trade offs did you consider between using blue green deployments versus canary deployments in your AWS architecture?
Right? What trade-off? That means we find out this is the strategies capturing into that one in the AWS, right? The between it is the trade-off means the canary deployment is prepared into that AWS architecture in between. What are the deployment can consistently is shifting, it is destroying and newly parts are creating in the enrollment to recreating web services to traffic is going one. That is the trade-off for the candidate deployment is
Thank you for your thoughts. How do you handle versioning of APIs and Azure functions to ensure backward compatibility when introducing new features?
right? It is the handling and versioning of the APIs and Azure functions. So we have backend compatibility, introduce new features, right? That is the thing. We are introduce a new feature. We will be in the versioning of the APIs. The hitting into the Azure functions means the serverless architectures. We are event-driven functions to touch with trigger with the API into the Azure functions to backward compatibility to different versions or enabling into the APIs. That is the thing we have find out the APIs. These APIs will be calling into the outside of the world to interact with these Azure functions. Azure functions you are doing into different approaches. Into the there is no servers are needed in the Azure functions. You have kind of event driven to the running the code. That means we have some kind of versionings happening in the compatibility of APIs. Will be go through outside of the things. These are the things so we are implementation in the environment, right?
Thanks for your explanation. Given your approach to API versioning in Azure Functions, how would you manage schema changes in a database that could potentially break existing API consumers?
X exactly is given to the approach of API versioning is the Azure function. So the API version is majorly important in the Azure function. So we have would you manage the schema changes in the databases? So that is the good potential breaking existing API consumers, right? These are the thing. It is a schema will be checking with that particular APIs will be databases to the potential awareness of the existing APIs. That is the thing we have find out. It is the knowledge purpose to use. I am not practically implemented to this kind of things.
Thank you for your insights. How do you handle schema migrations in Jenkins when dealing with pipeline changes to ensure that existing builds are not disrupted?
It is the schema migration. Schema migration in Jenkins. We are find out the schema migration means some kind of scripts are using the particular schema will be dealing with the pipeline changes to ensure that the existing build are not disrupted. Right? These build are disrupted. We have yes, the build are disrupted. Uh, build are disturbed, but we are some kind of preventive changes are there. We are find out the schema. Let you check with what are the tools are using in inside of that particular thing. We have find out the schema to inbuild the Jenkins pipeline to interact with the schema. That is the thing. We are find out the schema in the Jenkins pipeline to create the pipeline. We have find out the scripts are using and the different tools are mentioned to that one in implementation of the connectivity of the schema. That is the thing we have to will be not disrupted into that particular things. These rules are considered for this process. We have find out the schema is build. It's not disrupted existing, not disrupted. That is the thing we have to build something in the Jenkins platform.
Thank you for your response. Can you explain the specific strategies you employ to validate schema migrations in a Jenkins pipeline before applying them to production environments?
Yes, specific strategies employ you are very validating the schema, right? Some specific strategies means we are the pipelines. So we are as per the project base, we are using the Jenkins pipelines. We have to complete it and build and deploy some kind of infrastructure and deploying of entire core packages. That's time you have to very validate in the schema, validate the response in the schema migration. In the Jenkins pipeline is applicable in the production environment. It is yes, it is applicable in the production environment. We'll be doing in the deployment of the schema of the particular Jenkins multi-stage pipeline in this Groovy script using. That is the implementation of the that thing. We have to um, that is the strategies we are using in the in between of the Jenkins pipeline. That is the thing we have to using. And also we have find out the different strategy and simple strategy also. In this schema is identify the in between the pipeline running into that log. We are find out just capturing into the backend of the particular schema level of information and capturing into the different tools are using in the between the Jenkins pipeline. That is the thing we have deployed into that smoothly in your production environment. That is the thing you have to do that particular things. Right?
Thank you for your insights. What mechanisms do you put in place to roll back schema migrations in a Jenkins pipeline if a validation fails during deployment?
What are the mechanisms you are asking the question? Do you put in the place of the rollback for schema migrations in Jenkins pipeline if a validator fails during the deployment, right? The validation failed during the deployment. We are find out back end of checking the how why it is the failing in the particular schema. What are the things are not connected to the Jenkins Jenkins pipeline, how it is find out the schema, and what are the parameters are using in the Jenkins pipeline schema. That's the thing. We are functionally working with these things. We are deploying into the Jenkins pipeline. In the validation fails your deployment. That is the thing we have find out this one.
I appreciate your response. Given your strategy for rollback mechanisms, how do you ensure consistency and data integrity when reverting schema changes that have already been applied in a high availability production environment?
Your response, given the strategy for the rolling mechanisms. The rolling mechanisms means to maintain the desired state to the current state. That is the means we are find out how do you ensure the consistency and data integrity when the reverting the schema changes. So that is the thing already has been applicable in the high available environment. We are find out in the how do we ensure consistency. The consistency means the schema changes will be updated into the backend of things we are observing into. These Jenkins pipeline of the strategies are inbuilt into that one. The rolling mechanisms will be should implementation into that schema level. That's why we have find out the schema information is there in the production environment.
Thank you for your thoughts. How do you handle the orchestration of Ansible playbooks to ensure they run in the correct order when managing schema changes in a production database?
As per the Ansible playbook, so we are find out the configurations inbuilt of the ensuring that the correct order when main is schema changes. We are find out the YAML playbooks writing and the YAML towers we are using in the UA side. We are building into the proper structures and playbooks writing into that one different categories of parameters are using and when the managing schema changes in the production databases. We are building into the configurations about what are the changes we are mentioning into that particular things in build of the we are using into the scripting ways observation. That is the thing we are main is of the Ansible playbooks. I am not experienced in practically. We are knowledge sharing this one question. I will give me a chance and will do it.
Thanks for your insights. What strategies do you implement to manage item potency in your Ansible playbooks while making schema changes to avoid unintended consequences?
What are the strategies doing the implementation to manage and the identities and playbooks, right? These are the knowledge based on our end. That is the not implementation discussion. We are past discussion. Will be another question will be asking to that.
Thank you for your response. How do you handle secrets management within Ansible to ensure sensitive data is protected during schema changes on production databases?
We are find out into the Ansible playbooks. We ensure the sensitive data will be into the story into the backend of environment variables kind of things. We are schema changes in the production database. That is the thing. We are backend storage of these secrets. How it is the manage of the Ansible playbooks to running of these Ansible playbooks to create the schema changes happening in the production environment. That's it. My this type of scenario will be implementation of these things. That's it.
I appreciate your answer. Can you describe the specific measures you take to audit access to sensitive data within your Ansible playbooks during production deployments?
Yes, audit access sensible data means some kind of audits. The access of Ansible playbooks during the production environment means we are find out particular records are there in the some place to storage in this audit. We are capturing into that particular stories of things will be happening into a basic environment means. Do you have particular Ansible playbooks during the production and deployment life cycle? That's when you have to some kind of these auditing the access to the sensitive data within the Ansible playbook. That is the thing you have to observe in this question.
Thank you for your insights. How do you handle error handling and logging in your Ansible playbooks to effectively track issues that may arise during schema changes?
Yeah, insights. Some handle they are handling on the logging in the Ansible playbooks to effectively track issues, building of the changes you are schema changes. That's the thing. You have backend of the logging process to Ansible playbooks within the AML format to building the AML playbooks running into the environment side. We are kind of information is attacking into issues and adding to the schema changes, right? These are the things so we have find out into the changes in the real-time environments. We are find out the answer things. That is the thing. This answer is insufficient, but we are in always sharing about the answer side. And that's it. And again,
Thank you for your response. What specific logging mechanisms do you implement in your Ansible playbooks to differentiate between warnings, errors, and informational messages during schema change operations?
yes, well, it is the logging and mechanisms are happening in the Ansible playbooks. Differentiate between the warnings and errors in the implementation of the messages during the schema changes. How it is the operation with the backend of the schema and the logging of the information using the credentials of the user and inbuilt of some kind of error process of their warnings in infrastructure messaging and during the schema changes. So that is the thing we have to build something in the real-time environment. I have the same the knowledge, but in its process in this one. Okay.
Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate your time and the insights you've shared. I will be compiling my notes and feedback from our conversation and updating the hiring team with my report. They will review it and follow up with you regarding the next steps in the hiring process. Thank you again and have a great day.